The Ocmulgee River snakes its way through middle Georgia. On a normal day, it offers fishing, relaxation, and wildlife. But in bad weather, the Ocmulgee rises fast, going from a quiet waterway to a swift-moving river. The Ocmulgee River is flooding more than it used to. That's according to data we analyze from the National Weather Service. The number of flood warnings we see each year is up by over 200% now compared to 1970. Holding back that water is Macon's Levee. Built in 1950, the levee stretches over 5 miles through parts of Bibb County and is subject to routine inspections by the Army Corps of Engineers. The Corps inspections have been harder to pass in recent years because of one storm. Macon-Bibb engineer David Fortson.
They began to be a lot more strict with their inspections after Katrina. After the flooding that occurred with Katrina, they realized that they needed to hold their levees to a higher standard than they had been holding them.
The WGXA News Archive reveals it's been a costly project to maintain. In 2002, research showed the levee was falling apart. That research cost the county at least $260,000. In 2007, the levee failed the Army Corps of Engineers inspection, the only one in Georgia to do so, and was considered at risk by the Army Corps of Engineers. And just this year, the Macon-Bibb County Commission revealed new repairs would cost the county at least $800,000 at a time when we are strapped for money. The Army Corps of Engineers says Macon's levee is unique. Corps Engineer Lucia Newberry.
For Macon, the protected area is a little different than a lot of levee systems. There's actually no one who lives within the protected area of the Macon levee, mostly industry.
The levee protects Central City Park, Macon's sewage treatment plant, Brosnan Yard, and the Bibb County landfill, property values totaling $84 million. While no homes would be lost, a levee breach would have a big economic impact on the city of Macon. National Weather Service records show the flood of '94 is the only weather event to breach the levee in its 68-year history. That may have been the levee's biggest test, but it's being used more often than you might realize.
It actually is used very frequently. Water gets up very high on this levee on a pretty frequent basis, and if the levee were not here, then it would cause flooding to a lot of commercial businesses down in this area.
More flood warnings could be a product of climate change. According to Climate Central, inland flooding will become more common in the coming decades. They project Georgia will see a 20 to 40% increase in heavy runoff by the year 2050. At a time when we're spending more money on the levee and more flooding is happening, one would hope we are better prepared for a repeat of '94. What would happen now?
Well, it would be very similar to the flood of '94. We might end up losing some railroad tracks that run through this area. The sewage treatment plant would be shut down for a period of time. Brosnan Yard's operations would be interrupted for a period of time. And then, of course, a lot of the businesses down here would have recovery efforts they'd have to go through.